Hey everybody, me and Dean back at you again with another video today. And today we're doing episode 2 of Cheap and Cheerful. I went to the store and picked up a couple of bottles that are under my threshold, and I had one already that I wanted to try. So I'm going to taste these 3 bottles and let you know how they are. For those of you who didn't see the first episode of Cheap and Cheerful, the threshold is $30, including tax, all in. And these are all less than that. I'm going to start off today. I hardly have any in my glass here, my Corvan. Ooh, crapped out on me a little bit. I'll change the cartridge later, but I think I probably have enough to get a tasting anyway. So we got here White Rioja. Real Agrado 2019 White Rioja. I am quite familiar with Rioja. It's a wonderful region that produces some amazing Tempranillos. I am not familiar with White Rioja. I think I've only had one once ever, and I don't recall liking it, but that was quite a while ago. Ooh, that is nice though. So the grape here is Vera, and it's $19.99. I bought it at Liberty Wines on Granville Island, so with taxes in, you're $23, something like that. First thing I notice is hay. Some tropical fruits, some pineapple, papaya. Just a hint of like fresh baked bread. And peach. Like a big juicy ripe peach. Nice. Alright. Well, let's see if it tastes as good as it smells. No. No, I shouldn't do that. It's a little bitter. Not necessarily in a off-putting way. Really herbaceous. Tropical fruit. Like fresh cut grass. It's very dry. Grapefruit, white grapefruit. A little bit of lemon rind. So, I definitely like it better than the first White Rioja that I recall not liking at all. Interesting. Interesting. Yes, I would buy this again, I think, but I also think I'm going to do a little research on what might really pair nicely with this, because I think it's going to be a food one. This is not what I call a patio sipper. Very dry. Medium to long finish. What's the alcohol on this? I think the alcohol is probably medium. 13%. Real Agrado. Agrado translates to feeling of happiness or pleasure experienced when doing something one loves. Share it and enjoy. Well, hear to that. Especially after the last year we put up with, eh? Wow. So yeah, okay. Nothing wrong with that at all. I would think that for $20, $23, it's nice. And you know, one of the things I'm trying to do with these videos, these cheap and cheerful ones especially, are find wines that I think at least some of my viewers might be able to find. We've talked before, it's a big wine world, and then that obviously applies to the making of wine, but it also applies to the buying of wine. And the fact, chances are, especially when I go out and try to find something that's a little bit off the grid, are you going to be able to find it? I'm not sure I'll be able to find them again. Well, that one I would. And this one, for sure. You'll recognize this one in a minute. Because this one's everywhere. The other thing I said the first time is that I'm trying to find wines I've never tried before. Or in some cases, wines I've never even heard of before. Like this one here. So, okay, so that's pretty good. That's not too bad at all. I don't have a problem with that. I think that it'll pair better with food. Might be good with even something with a cheese plate. I think we're going to have a nice cheese plate for lunch tomorrow. Maybe I'll save this. And I Corvan it, of course, as you saw. It's the only one of these that doesn't have a screw cap. That might go nicely with the cheese plate. and maybe even some seafood. Although we don't eat a lot of seafood in this house. Wife's allergic to shellfish and doesn't like fish, so when I get to cook seafood, it's a real treat for me. Tonight I'm having prime rib. Oh, I should do a lobster tail by prime rib. I'll do a lobster tail by prime rib. I have lobster in the freezer, I'm sure. Yeah. She's not eating the prime rib anyway. She's not eating the lobster. What the hell? She can have rice or something. Seriously, she's getting rice. Alright, let's move on to number 2. So, this is one you're probably, if you've ever been to a liquor store anywhere in the world, you recognize this. This is from Chile. Cono Sur 2018 Organic Sauvignon Blanc from the Val de San Antonio Valley in Chile. So, I have no stat to back this up, but I'm sure this has got to be the most prolific winery, proficient winery in Chile. This Cono Sur stuff is everywhere. And honestly, you know, as a mass producer, usually that's garbage, but they're not that bad. They're entry-level wines, at least the ones we get here is entry-level. They have a line called Bicicleta, I think it is. And, you know, they're quaffable. What did Miles say? Quaffable, but far from transcendent. But they're not bad. And the Bicicleta Gewürztraminer, I think you can get a BC liquor stores for $13. And it's drinkable. It's very simple. It's exactly what you expect it to be. It's not, you know, not setting the world on fire, but hey, you got a turkey to pair something with? You don't want to spend any money? Try that. Anyway, so this has not been in the ice very long. It's not going to be that cold. It's just going to be probably appropriate cold. So this was, I bought this at a private liquor store, which was taxes included. So I think it was $23, and that includes tax. So maybe it's $22.99, something like that. So yeah, Sauvignon Blanc from the San Antonio Valley in Chile. I have never had this before for sure. I have probably had Sauvignon Blanc from Chile at some point in my life, although I don't remember doing it. Oh, interesting color. It's really golden. Oh, wow. Holy cow. Wow, I'm glad no one ever blind tasted me on this. So maybe I got some Chilean Sauvignon Blanc fans out there that can leave me a comment and let me know what they usually find about Chilean Sauvignon Blanc, but this is really... There's a little bit of a... There's very little grass here. So this is not, I mean, it's not only is it nothing like your traditional New Zealand Sauv Blanc, it doesn't smell much like a Sauvignon Blanc from anywhere else that I've ever had either. Nothing like BC Sauv Blanc. It's kind of big. I don't know what the hell I'm smelling, to be honest with you. It doesn't smell bad, it just smells unusual. I literally don't know what I'm smelling here. I feel like it might be a little bit of quince. Almost smells, it's almost smoky. Like, I wonder if there was fires in Chile around here in 2018. Yeah, let's see. Okay. So the acidity's come through, like you might expect from a Sauvignon Blanc. A lot of fruit, tropical fruit flavors. I gotta try again. It's gooseberry, quince. I think like a white currant. I was gonna say, it tastes, you know what currants taste like? I don't eat a lot of currants, but from time to time, I think that maybe those are my three go-to when I don't know what I'm tasting. Gooseberry, quince, white currant, because, you know, none of you know what those taste like either, I'm sure. Guava, for sure. That one I know. That's nothing I've ever tasted before. Not so sure about that one. Yeah, it's not getting me excited. The White Rio is better. I mean, it's not horrible. It's not pour it down the sink horrible. I think in my last video I said something wasn't pour it down the sink horrible, and then I ended up pouring it down the sink anyway, because it was just, you know, life's just too short to drink bad wine, or even just average wine. Oh, I did actually. Something, yeah, I don't know what wine it was. It wasn't very good. I ended up cooking with it, which was fine, but I still had some left over, so the rest of it went down the sink. I mean, I love to enjoy wine, but I don't love it so much that I need to drink something that I'm not enjoying very much. So I don't know about this one. Pineapple coming through now, which is nice. It's not bad. It's just different. Different's not bad. It's just different. I'm not sure what this one yet. I'm gonna probably drink this one today. As soon as I've done this video, I'll upload it. I'm gonna go maybe sit on the patio or in the living room and watch TV and sip on this. I'll see what it's like. It might be better wine with food too, but off the top of my head, I don't know what to pair with it. All right, let's move on to the red. So we're go back to Spain now. Cheerful Monastrell 2017. So I have never had a single varietal Monastrell, I'm sure. If you don't know what Monastrell is, you probably do, you just don't know it. If you're a fan of Australian or California wines, you might know this grape as Mataro, M-A-T-A-R-O. If you're a fan of Rhone varietals, you're going to know this very well because it's Mourvedre. So I don't recall having a single varietal Mourvedre ever. If I did, it didn't have much of an impact on me. And this was like $16.99 at that same store, taxes in. So cheap, 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 cheap. I have no idea what to expect here, although I do expect it to be big and tannic and dry, and we'll see. Now, I actually, when I was researching this a little bit after I bought it, there was an article from James Suckling, the critic, about some really good varieties, some really good examples of very inexpensive Monastrell coming out of Spain. So Monastrell is actually native to Spain, although of course Mourvedre from France is much more famous. But apparently this is a grape that does very well there. And it's the Yecla region of Spain. Familia Castaño, Cheerful Monastrell. So other thing, if you think to yourself, I might have had that before, it doesn't look right. Apparently they completely changed the label. I saw like 2 years ago they had a white label, so that they changed the wine. So if you're sitting there watching this going, geez, that sounds familiar, but it doesn't look right, it could be the label change. So I aerated it, I've been decanting it for half an hour. I'm hoping this is good enough that it's going to pair with my prime rib tonight. We'll see. But I just noticed I didn't get myself a glass, so I'm not going to drink it right out of the decanter, because that's weird. Okay, so I got myself a glass, and it came with a dog. She was whining at the front door to get in, so I thought I'd let her in and she can sit here and let me keep it quiet. Oh, okay, so 2017 Monastrell from Spain, $17, $16, something like that. I'll put the exact price in when I have to find the receipt, but I was just bought it a few days ago, so it was remarkably cheap. Interestingly enough, when I did the last Cheap and Cheerful, I went to the BC liquor store and went to find some things that I thought you might be interested in and were under the $30 threshold. And I found some, obviously, but there was not a ridiculous selection unless we start getting into Copper Moon, because there's a tremendous amount of that box crap at our BC liquor store. But at this private liquor store, which doesn't really have much good wine, they have a lot of like $18, $20 bottles of stuff. So I actually think that's probably where I'm going to go to get most of my, if I want to keep this Cheap and Cheerful series going, and people seem to like the first one. I think that might be the place to go. rather than the BC liquor store. Or unless I'm in a BC liquor store that's bigger, in Abbotsford, Park Row or something. Okay, so right off the hopper, I would say this is an absolute freaking beast. I would almost say it's an assault on my olfactory senses. It's just such a big, huge beast. All right, so a lot of black fruit there, a lot of white pepper, smoked meat. Okay. Let's see. Oh. 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 That's me tapping out from the tannins. Oh! That might be the most tannic wine I've ever had. And maybe the driest. Ooh. Wow. What do you think, dog? Smells like crap to me, Daddy. Yeah, she's not into fine wine yet. She's only 8. Okay, so it's not displeasing. And I'm glad that it's still a couple hours until I'm going to be eating prime rib, maybe 3 hours, because this is it needs it. Wow. For $17 though, Jesus, what are you expecting, right? Oh, just, you know that feeling when wine's so dry, almost takes your gums and shoves them up into your nose. It's like that. Like it separates your gums from your teeth. Wow. I probably should open this one about 7:30 this morning. Holy cow. Okay, so what am I? It's tough to even come up with a list of flavors I'm getting because the tannins and the dryness are so pronounced. I mean, it's a ton of black fruit, right? Black plum. Blackberry. Pepper. Smoke. A little smokiness. Not a lot, but a little bit. Not, nothing like tobacco or anything like that. It's not a bad wine. It's a fairly simple wine. It doesn't scream at me like this is gonna be a wine you'd bother aging. Doesn't scream at me like it's gonna be a wine that's gonna impress your friends. And although if you want to buy a bottle for your friends that it's something they haven't tasted before, this will be that. I don't know how much Monastrell they would have been drinking, unless your friends are some serious Spanish wine connoisseurs. So it's wow. Okay, so I'm actually going to hold this video back until tomorrow because I'm going to see if this changes over the next 3 hours significantly. Any of them do. Well, the Sauv Blanc too. And if it does, I will make a note of it here. I'm not going to refilm the blog or the vlog, but I will. I'll make a note if it changed significantly. Because right now I don't love this one, but I don't dislike it. For $17, $18, taxes in, it's not bad. It might be a beautiful pairing with the prime rib. I think it really should cut through the fat in the prime rib. Or maybe the fat will cut through it. Interesting. So I'm not displeased with any of these wines. This one, the Sauv Blanc, I'm not sure how far that's going to go. We'll see. But I will report back. Well, by the time you see this video, it'll obviously have already been tomorrow. see how that works. And I will have already opened this over a few hours and let that one decant for a few hours. We'll see if that makes a difference. But other than that, I'm going to tell you, I recommend the Rioja for sure. I probably recommend this one for something different. And something different is nice sometimes, right? You don't want to drink the same stuff all the time. There's a lot of stuff out there, but I bet you most of my viewers that are watching this have never had a Monastrell from Spain. So, a single varietal Monastrell from Spain especially, right? So, I mean, for those of you that aren't that familiar with Mourvedre even, that's the M in GSM in the Southern Rhone. When you get a GSM blend, Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre. So it's a very common grape down there, but it's almost always blended. There are some that do single varietals Mourvedre, but I've actually never had one. It's not easy to find. So I'm going to go, like I said, I'm going to go drink this over the next couple hours if it gets a little better. I'm going to give this Monastrell a few hours to see if the tannins subside a little, and see if the, well, they got to subside a little after 3 hours, jeez. Or maybe it's one that'll get better tomorrow. We'll see if I have the patience to wait for that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. If you liked it, please don't forget to give me a like or a comment down below. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I know I ask you this all the time. And it sounds so stupid because really, what difference does it make? But it does apparently, by all accounts, by all YouTube metrics. If you ever want to get found in a search, someone searching for wine videos, subscribers, likes, notifications, comments, all those things actually matter in their calculations for who to pop up. Drink great wine, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.